Hello and welcome to JM Bullion. My name is Tom. I'm Vice President of Operations here, and I have with me today Jared Duncan, our sales manager. Hey, Jared.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. And we are coming to you straight from the center of our JM Bullion call center today. And the topic we want to discuss today is precious metals IRAs. And Jared spends a lot of time in this space talking with our customers, and a lot of our customers are interested in this particular segment. So we want to get a little bit into the details today so that everybody can learn a bit more. First off, just to get us going, can you explain the advantages of doing a precious metals IRA with JM Bullion?
Sure, yeah. What I try to focus on and what we try to focus on here at JM Bullion is transparency and cost and the customer experience. Just being able to provide knowledge about the products that we offer, the products that are allowed into an IRA, and also the transparency of what you're going to be paying at the time of purchase, knowing exactly what you're paying and what it is actually going into your self-directed IRA account.
JM Bullion is a price leader in the space. Can you speak to how we achieve this cost efficiency?
And JM Bullion is a subsidiary of A-Mark Precious Metals, so we deal directly with the wholesaler and get the wholesaler's pricing. That allows us to cut out the middleman. We don't have any talking heads doing advertisements. We just pass on the cost savings to our customers.
Awesome. So you speak on a daily basis with tons of customers, specifically many that do end up opening or transferring precious metals IRAs to us. So what are the things that these customers are generally thinking about? What's driving them to have interest in moving into precious metals IRA?
Yeah, I think most of the customers I speak to on a daily basis are just worried about preservation of wealth. There's a lot of concern about politics, geopolitically, what's going on in the stock market. So historically, people just look at precious metals, physical assets as a hedge against financial uncertainty.
Great. Okay. So let's shift a little bit over to just the actual process of how does this work if I'm coming in brand new and I want to open a precious metals IRA. I know there's several steps involved. What are those steps? How do you walk people through just from start to finish opening up and having a precious metals IRA?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. It's a 3-step process. We would just open up a self-directed IRA with a self-directed IRA custodian. We would transfer those funds tax-free, penalty-free. It's a lateral tax move, so you pay no taxes, no fees, anything like that. And then once the account becomes funded with the tax for cash, then we go ahead and purchase the metals of your choice and store it into a depository.
How does this work? Do I have to go reach out to all these different companies? Do you walk me through it? How does that part work?
So all we would do is essentially oversee the transfer of funds with your custodian, like I said, with an application. Once we allocate the funds to the precious metals, we would oversee the shipment from the vaults to the depository of your choice, where it's going to be put into the account and where you could see the value of the metals there.
Okay, great. But it sounds like in general, you really make it easy. It's just, you can hold my hand through the whole thing and from beginning to end.
Exactly.
What about the types of products that can be purchased? Can you speak to what you can put into a precious metals IRA?
Sure. The products are very specific for purity standards that are set by the IRS. So for gold, that would be 24 karat gold coins or bars, with the exception of the American Gold Eagle, which is 22 karat. And for silver, that would be 3/9 pure, 99.9% investment grade silver. That would be coins, bars, and rounds.
Okay, great. Anything like that you commonly get requested that's not eligible?
Not necessarily. People just more so have questions about the specific product. I don't really often run into people that want to put numismatics, old collectible coins into the account. People are just looking for help and education, and that's what we provide.
Got it. What about the depository aspect of this? How does that work, in terms of where you store it and everything?
So for the depository aspect, we only deal with segregated storage with IRS-approved depositories. The 2 facilities that we work with the most is our depository in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we have one here in Dallas, Texas. That allows us to cut costs to the customer for shipping when it comes time to liquidate, as well as take in-kind distributions of their metals.
Great. Thank you. What about tax benefits? What tax benefits do you get out of a precious metals IRA?
Yeah, this is a self-directed IRA. There's the same exact tax benefits of any sort of IRA, whether it be traditional, which is pre-tax, or Roth, which is post-tax. So you'd be looking at the same type of tax benefit with this account as you would any other sort of retirement account.
Great. How about the process if I already have an existing IRA and I'm trying to transition it, from a brokerage account or something like that into this? Can you talk a bit about how that would work?
Yeah, I mean, you would essentially you would open up a new self-directed IRA and transfer those funds tax-free, penalty-free. You would liquidate whatever position it's in, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and then transfer that cash over and use that tax-free cash to buy the gold and the silver.
Now, can you compare JM Bullion and the offering that we have to much of the competition out there?
Yeah, so again, in the beginning, when we're talking about why us, the biggest thing is transparency. We have no price discrepancies on the website if you're purchasing to have it shipped to your home or if you're purchasing in the retirement account. What you see is what you pay. There's no other hidden fees, anything like that. And as far as on the depository side, like I mentioned, we have our own vault that we work with. You don't pay shipping costs upon liquidation, and you're looking at a much quicker turnaround time if you ever want to take an in-kind distribution and have those metals shipped to your home.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be back to you with some frequently asked questions to cover those. But you are welcome to reach out and speak with Jared or anyone on his team. Phone number is 1-800-276-6508, or our email address for IRAs is ira@jmbullion.com. Thanks so much. Okay, welcome back. Still here with Jared, just going to run through some frequently asked questions that we frequently get here at JM Bullion and see if you can elaborate on those.
Sure.
So one of the things, we're talking about IRAs right now, but what about 401ks? Is it the same thing? What are the differences, if there are any? Can you just talk us through that?
Yeah, so the main difference is IRAs are obviously accounts that are set up by individuals. 401ks, 403bs, 403as, 457s. Those are all accounts that are set up through employers. So those are also eligible to be taxed, although there are certain qualifications and discrepancies. They are tax deferred. There are some that are Roth, but those can also be rolled over tax-free, penalty-free, as long as those meet those exact qualifications of being over 59 and a half while you're currently employed, or if you're no longer employed, that can be moved at any time.
Okay, but largely the same concept as the IRA.
Yeah, yes, yeah, exactly. So tax-free, penalty-free, lateral move from your employee-created account to your self-directed IRA.
Okay, great. Can you clarify if existing IRAs can be rolled over or transferred into self-directed precious metals IRAs? How does that work?
Yeah, so rollover is specific for 401ks, 403bs, those accounts that I just listed. That term is specified for rollovers. Transfers are from IRA to IRA. So traditional IRA to traditional, Roth to Roth, you can't commingle the funds because one is pre-tax and one is post-tax, but those are eligible to be transferred.
Excellent. Now, can you have more than one IRA? If I've got several, can I transfer them individually? How does that work?
Yeah, you can transfer them however you'd like. You can have a traditional IRA, you can have a self-directed IRA, and a Roth IRA if you'd like. So you can have multiple at one time.
Okay, great. What is the time frame for the customer's metals to reach, the depository after and hit their account and everything like that after they've been shipped?
Yeah, so as soon as we place the order, we immediately request funding from the custodian, since they are the financial institution that holds the cash. Once we receive that bank wire from them, we will ship the metals out. Usually those metals get to the depository within 1 to 3 business days. And then there's some processing times with the custodian that usually takes anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, because they do a very strict verification process, checking the invoice to make sure all the metals are accurate and the same and are IRA eligible.
Are the metals insured at the depository?
Yes, they're insured by Lloyd's of London, which is the largest metals insurance company in the entire world.
Okay. Can you speak to the IRA contribution limits and how that impacts it specifically? Is it any different with precious metals? What are the limits?
No, so they would be the same as any sort of individual retirement account or IRA. I would just, based on your age and your income levels, you would want to consult with a tax expert on how much you can contribute to those accounts annually.
Okay, great. And can you discuss why someone might prefer doing a self-directed precious metals IRA as opposed to, for example, getting buying GLD as an ETF or something like that?
Yeah. Most of my customers that I speak to on a daily basis are just concerned about having the physical hard assets. They don't really want the paper. They want the hard assets in case things go south. They want to take distribution of those metals. Whereas ETFs are just a pool of gold with a bunch of contracts. You know, why have the paper when you can have the real product?
Excellent. Well, okay, that's all I have for you for right now. So thank you so much. Again, coming to you from JM Bullion today. You are encouraged to reach out to Jared and his team. Phone number is 1-800-276-6508. You can also reach us via email. The email address is IRA@jmbullion.com. Thanks so much. All right, we're back, and we are now at our Dallas secure storage facility. And thanks for joining me here, Jared. So essentially, first thing is, can you visit this facility if you're a customer that is storing IRA metals here?
Absolutely. If your IRA metals are indeed in our Dallas depository, you are able to come visit them so long as you set it up with your financial institution or your custodian. They will make the arrangements and you can come look at your metals.
Excellent. Okay, so why is there a requirement for a custodian to be involved, and what's their role in this whole thing?
Yeah, so the custodian is just going to be the middleman between the customer and the IRS, essentially ensuring that your metals are meeting the IRS purity standards, as well as making sure that the custodian, depository, and the metals dealer are all meeting the IRS requirements.
Okay, excellent. Is it possible to store the metals at home?
No, currently all the accounts that we set up here at JM Bullion, we require that there be a third-party depository that is IRS approved to store your precious metals.
Okay, great. Can you speak a bit on the frequency of making deposits or purchases? Is there a limit to how many times I can add to it? Anything along those lines?
Sure. As far as contributions for precious metals to your self-directed IRA, you would just consult your tax expert based on your income and age to how much you can put in every year.
What about selling the metals back to JM Bullion? Is that possible? How would that work?
Yeah, it's a great question. So our depository is located right next door to our Sell to Us facility. So all you would do is call up our Sell to Us department. We'll quote you a price for the metals at that time. And once we verify for purity and weight, we will put the tax-deferred cash back into your self-directed IRA in a cash position.
Okay, excellent. Can you kind of give us an overview of the charges associated with setting up an account like this and, what we need to know about?
Sure. So with the initial setup, usually we're talking about in the range of $300. That it covers the account setup fee to get the money transferred from your current custodian to the self-directed IRA custodian. That will also cover the segregated storage of your metals as well as the insurance. That only is for the first year. Every year after that, it drops down to about the $250, $260 range.
Okay, excellent. So what about the tax implications once you sell? How does that play out?
So as far as tax implications go for this type of account, when you liquidate and you want to take a distribution, whether that be in kind for your metals or as cash, you would just add that to your federal and state income tax for the next year, and you will be taxed based on what your tax bracket would be.
Okay, excellent. What about if I have some old metal at home or something like that I would like to add? Is that an option for me to do that?
Unfortunately, no. We are concerned about purity standards and meeting the IRS requirements to make sure that there's no issues with the self-directed IRA accounts. So you would only be able to purchase what is brand new from a trusted gold and silver precious metals dealer like us.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jared, for all
Of course.
Definitely appreciate that. And if you're interested in learning more about IRAs or initiating one, speaking with Jared or someone on his team, give us a call at 1-800-276-6508, or you can reach us via email at IRA@jmbullion.com. Thank you so much.